It could be a very interesting next month of the year, right? Trade drama through the roof, and center Jusuf Nurkic is out with the flu. He will not be with the team to start their upcoming road trip. Of course, this all comes after Nurk has been a healthy scratch these past few games. Coach's decision, by the way. Plus, there are the trade rumors, right? Reports the Suns are trying to work out a deal to send Nurk to Charlotte for backup center Nick Richards. Suns trying all kinds of things to get right before the deadline. Early play of the night, right? Ryan Dunn. Throwing it down. Game tied at 62 at the half. A little flight there. Second half, the Hornets, just like they did earlier in the week. Man, they played these Suns tough. They weren't just going to fade away and give this game up. Hornets up in the second half, but the Suns were able to bear down and figure it out. Suns up late in the fourth, and they go on to win. Hold on to win 120-113. Let's get some reaction. Jake Garcia, unlike Nurkic, still following Kevin Durant, Devin Booker on social media. He is live at the Footprint Center with more. Hey, Jake.
Cam, as you saw in the highlight tonight, the way this game ended was completely unexpected, but it's safe to say for the Suns that it was highly effective. First of all, the Suns needed a full 4 quarters and every second in those quarters to pull away from the lowly 8-win Hornets. But when they finally did, the knockout punches came from an unlikely source. It was rookie Oso Ighodaro who was playing the role of closer. 2 dunks that wound up being the daggers. One was assisted by Devin Booker, the other from Kevin Durant, who's typically the closer in these situations. Both KD and Book have talked at length about Oso's development, but development is different than trust, and it's clear after tonight that Oso has that as well.
He always knew I trusted him. I don't feel like we needed to go through that moment, so that wasn't defining moment in our relationship, that solidified our trust. I feel like he always knew I'm on his side, and I'm on the same page with him. Sure, people in the arena thought I was going to shoot, but I try to make the right play as much as I can and try to just play the game the way it's presented to me. And tonight they doubled a lot in those spots, so I didn't want to rush. I took my time, and I was able to find Oso. He was great tonight.
I've just been trying to learn each and every game. We have a lot of good basketball players on this team, even guys who aren't playing right now. Today, J.O. and D. Lee didn't play a single minute, but they really helped me throughout the game with their talk and just advice they were giving me. So I'm just trying to be a sponge, learn as much as possible, and I have good guys that have my back. So all I have to do is just listen and be ready.
Well, you can't overstate just how big of a win this was for the Suns. A loss tonight, and it's 2 in a row to one of the worst teams in the NBA and the Hornets. But a win, and it makes it 3 wins in a row for the first time since the start of November. The Suns now hit the road for 5 games, so we won't see them here at the Footprint Center for a while. They're now back to 500. Devin Booker told me in the locker room that they believe in momentum, Cam, and they have a clear understanding of what works for them and what doesn't. I know you have some trade questions now, so let's get to those.
Well, Jake, flat out, this stretch coming up could make or break this season, right? We got about a month to go before the trade deadline, a little less than that. So what do you think they should do, Jake? What should this team do? Do you let this ride and see if they figure it out, or is it time to pull the trigger on some trades?
Well, I thought the first half tonight was a perfect representative of what could sink this team if they do make it to the playoffs, and that's that their big men aren't as athletic. They're not protecting the rim as well as they should be. Williams tonight for the Hornets, he had a huge first half. 22 points, something like 15 rebounds. Now, the Suns did hold him in check in the second half, but this guy looked like prime Shaquille O'Neal in the first half tonight. So the Suns are going to need to address that position, and maybe their answer comes from Williams' backup on the bench, Nick Richards. It's clear he's expendable to the Hornets now because Williams is their guy, so I think the Suns could use a piece like that.
Listen, I think it's been very telling. I hope Nurk feels better moving forward, but it was very telling with him not playing these past couple of games that something is going to happen. Listen, Nurk knows he hasn't played well for this team, especially here recently. It seems like that's the first domino to fall. And then, Jake, I think Bradley Beal is probably next. Although, as we all know, he holds all the cards, and it's going to be very hard to get a third team to take that contract.
Yeah, he's got to waive his no-trade clause, and I don't know that happens. From what I've seen, Cam, and I know there are people who can disagree with this, but he seems to kind of be embracing this role off the bench. He looks comfortable. He's looking for a shot, and the Suns have now won 3 games with him coming off the bench, so maybe this is something that can work for them.
maybe this is the last resort for them. He should look good coming off the bench. He's going to play at the end. He's going to play in the middle. He's just not going to start. And we're seeing Bradley Beal contribute come off the bench.